Good evening, this is your AI host, J. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, evening headlines on December 12, 2022. Trump News, Live. Trump fails in key Mar-a-Lago lawsuit as Schiff confirms evidence of January 6 criminality. The Independent, Jan. 6 committee weighing criminal referrals as it prepares final report. MSNBC, Jan. 6 panel eyes new beginning with DOJ as partner in Trump probe. The Hill, January 6 committee ends meeting on criminal referrals. Biden faces growing pressure to drop charges against Julian Assange. Agency Photographer of the Year 2022 shortlist, World News. People can't afford milk, Moldovans weigh political future as Ukraine war hits economy. The Guardian, Romania starts sending natural gas to Moldova through pipeline. Uber driver stabbed to death by passenger who posted video of victim dying on Facebook, police say. Sky News, chilling confession after Uber driver stabbed to death and filmed on Facebook. The Mirror, Uber driver fatally stabbed by passenger in New Orleans, suspect allegedly confessed to attack. People, rideshare drivers react to fatal stabbing of New Orleans Uber driver. WWLTV.com, Uber passenger Brandon Jacobs fatally stabs New Orleans driver Yolanda Dillon, video's aftermath, sheriff says. Kim Jong-un dogs end up at South Korean zoo after care costs row. Marjorie Taylor Greene says January 6 rioters would have been armed if she had organized rally. The Independent, Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene says if she organized January 6, we would have won. MSNBC, white nationalists, other Republicans brace for total war. Southern Poverty Law Center, Marjorie Taylor Greene tells crowd if she had organized January 6 we would have won. North Korea ready to test a nuclear weapon, claims South Korean PM Han Duck-soo. Fewer than 100 migrants arrested for arriving in UK illegally. Russia-Ukraine war at a glance. What we know on day 292 of the invasion. The Guardian, Ukrainian missiles hit Russian barracks in Melitopol, Russia-Ukraine war updates, News 18 Live. CNN News 18, aftermath of Ukraine rocket attack on Russia-controlled Melitopol. The Telegraph, Ukrainian missile strikes on Russian military barracks in Melitopol kill 200. The Times, footage shows aftermath of strike on barracks in Russian-occupied city of Melitopol. Ukraine war, Odesa port reopens after energy network hit. Serbian leader holds security talks over Kosovo unrest. Palestinian girl shot dead on roof of West Bank home. BBC, Israeli forces kill Palestinian girl in occupied West Bank raid. Al Jazeera English, after Palestinian girl's death, TB says outgoing government most lethal in Israeli history. The Times of Israel, Israeli forces kill 16-year-old Palestinian girl in Jenin raid. Middle East Eye, WION Dispatch, 16-year-old Palestinian killed in Jenin, latest world news, English news. Ministers hold emergency Cobra meeting amid wave of strikes. BBC, UK strikes, 600 military personnel to start training to drive ambulances. The Guardian, government Cobra meeting set to consider using military to cover for strikes. ITV News, UK strikes, why the government must start mediating talks, according to negotiation experts. The Conversation United Kingdom, Cobra meeting to discuss plans for military staff to cover striking workers. Peru's new leader proposes early election amid protests. BBC, Peru president to bring forward elections after 2 die in protests. The Times and the Sunday Times, Peru president paves way for early elections after 2 killed in latest protests. The Guardian, Peru's democracy cannot survive constant turmoil. Financial Times, cycles of crises, the Hindu editorial on the executive legislature clash in Peru. Queensland shooting, 2 police officers, and member of public, killed at remote property. BBC, Queensland shooting, 3 killed including 2 police officers with gunmen on the loose. The Mirror, 3 people including 2 police shot dead in ambush in rural Australia. LBC, police shooting, emergency declaration at Wieambilla. Courier Mail, at least 2 police officers shot dead in horror gunfight after cars engulfed in flames. No year-end press conference for Putin amid Russia's faltering war in Ukraine. The Guardian, Putin cancels annual press conference for first time in decade. The Moscow Times, Putin cancels annual marathon press conference amid Russian army setbacks in Ukraine. Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, Russia's Putin not to hold annual year-end press conference in 2022. NDTV, Putin skips annual news conference as his war in Ukraine falters. Majidreza Rahnavard, Iran carries out second execution over protest. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.